everyone, and welcome to another edition of Skul Bilong You. This month we bring you new innovations for education. And also in this episode, you get the chance to see highlights of the International Dance Day, the National Catholic Teachers' Day celebrations, and other recent events within the education sector. Let's begin the program now with the launching of a new innovation that has the potential in improving educational opportunities for students.
Innovation is defined as the process of making changes to something established by introducing something new. It applies to essential or incremental changes to products, processes, or services. Over the years, there have been many changes in the way education is designed and delivered to the young people of Papua New Guinea. Today, technology is a significant driver behind change and sometimes plays an important role in innovations in educational design and delivery. There are immense possibilities for greater and wider spread change with the use of present-day technological advancements, as well as with the implementation of innovative educational programs. The challenge is to ensure that innovation plays a constructive role in improving educational opportunities for many young people who remain underserved in a rapidly developing country as PNG. Rural Tech Development is a small IT company established in Papua New Guinea since 2005 and directed by Sharam Honazad and his wife. Pearl, or Papua New Guinea Educational Robotics Lab, is a non-profit organization initiated by Mr. Sharam Honazad. Through the Pearl Robotics Initiative, Rural Tech Development is conducting awareness programs in schools about innovative-based hands-on and student-centered learning practices, especially to enhance information technology. Robotics is the ideal platform for teaching and is a highly engaging medium when integrated with study.
Robots' origin come from imagination. Improve the education quality. There are movements, there are trials, there are initiatives to change the way we teach to the students. And making the study to be fun and more practical is one of the major changes happening.
The use of robotics in education is a worldwide phenomenon. Robotics have been used to enhance learning in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics in higher education for some time, and now the technology is available for schools and colleges. Educational robots are currently one of the fastest growing industries. The Information Technology and Science and Mathematics students from the Institute of Business Studies were fascinated with the introduction of the Educational Robotic Lab.
Educating us on robotics, which is obviously an untouched subject in Papua New Guinea. The potential for robotics in any country or any society for that matter is endless. So I think since as a country that is just starting off with IT, it would really start a trend that would really push the country further, and as I said, it could have many outcomes, many applications that could help society as well.
The program that Pearl is doing right now is, I think it's a new thing to PNG, and if they would introduce it to our education system, it would be not only fun, but it would be a totally new experience, and also it would, increase learning here in Port Moresby and also in Papua New Guinea as a whole.
Pearl, under Rural Technology Development, believes that Papua New Guinean students and teachers should not be left behind in the worldwide robotic trends. PNG Educational Robotic Lab wants to provide an enabling environment to spark passion for high-tech know-how with students and teachers across PNG. Using robots with appropriate curriculum, students become competent and confident in abstract thinking, project management, leadership, self-directed learning, decision-making, teamwork, and problem-solving. When used properly in schools, the robots form the basis of a cross-curriculum activity, an ideal resource that can be used to enhance teaching in mathematics and geometry, scientific principles, design and technology, and ICT.
Robotics by itself it's a fun toys to play. Students actually don't know that they're learning most of the time, because they're having so much fun with these robots. So we want to bring the robots and introduce them to the education. At this stage, mainly for the ICT, the classes for IT the technician, future IT technician, and to basically use them to learn their subject much better.
Humanoid robots have always fascinated people, especially young ones. Provided with a complete programming environment, now a powerful educational tool and ideal companion for teaching robotics is fully programmable, open and autonomous. Now gives a human face and feel to the Pearl project, a cute mascot representing PNG Education Robotic Lab.
Now it's one of the most advanced educational human role you can have now. Now it's not here.
Now allows students to do anything from programming to developing applications that explore future uses of robots.
Humanoid robots, us, have always fascinated people, especially young ones. Using humanoid to represent our educational robotic initiative just came so naturally. I give a human face and feels to Pearl project, a cute mascot representing PNG Educational Robotic Lab. We are Pearl flagship robots platform, and one of the most advanced humanoid robots included in our lab platforms. I arrived in PNG in early 2014 and already have lots of friends here. I like it here. My brother and sister are here to inspire and encourage young talents to bring 21st century technology here to PNG. Guys, let us change the classrooms using robots. Thank you, True.
Changing classroom with robotics.
Hello again. Over the years, cultural dance lessons or dance education have not been seriously taught in PNG schools as an important subject or unit of its own. Today, an institution, the Institute of Papua New Guinea Studies, is taking the initiative of promoting cultural dance lessons in schools. Have a look.
Papua New Guinea is one of the most culturally diverse countries in the world, with over 800 languages spoken among the 7 million people. Strong growth in Papua New Guinea's mining and resource sector has led to the country becoming the 6th fastest growing economy in the world as of 2011. Papua New Guineans take great pride in their diversity and cultural heritage, which is often depicted in their traditional dances and music, also called sing-sing. The culture of dance, music, and customs associated with it have been passed down through the generations. However, it is increasingly noticed that in cities and urban areas, this culture of traditional dance and song is slowly dying out due to Western influences.
I've tend to discover that at a certain stage, our young people have to understand that they can perform. We can say we have an oral culture, but we need to get into the techniques of research and documentation. That is important for the future generation. So when you perform something, for instance, a tolai dance, a female pinpidik, you need to know what is the essence of that performance, how it connects to your society, the language that you sing during that performance. Who else in that community know that language? And when you practice a dance, dance in Papua New Guinea is part of a whole body of knowledge, connecting costume, movement, language, the history, the musical instrument. All of these elements of dance in Papua New Guinea are very, very crucial today that our young people, they need to know. They need to know because the world is moving. We are becoming globalized and their cultures are being fused.
The Institute of Papua New Guinea Studies, IPNGS, is now looking into incorporating dance lessons into the school curriculum. Incorporating and introducing dance lessons in PNG schools is one way of educating young minds about their rich cultural heritage. It is also a way of preserving dance cultures in the country. But how will dance lessons be incorporated in schools? Who will teach dance lessons in schools? What sort of traditional dances are suitable in schools? And will the Department of Education approve of a dance curriculum in schools? Before we go on to answering some of these questions, let's take a look at some unique traditional dances from around the country. On the 29th of April this year, the Institute of Papua New Guinea Studies celebrated the International Dance Day in Port Moresby, a day which was founded in 1982 by the International Dance Committee of the International Theatre Institute. This special day is all about the history of dance and the recognition of its place in society. Dance is practiced by millions of people. It is both an art form and a method of communication in cultures around the world. Similarly, on the International Dance Day, the Institute of Papua New Guinea Studies celebrated with quite a good number of performances and speeches. There were important speeches providing background to International Dance Day celebrations, creative dances, live band performances, and traditional dance performances. Was held towards the end of the celebrations. The aim of the forum was to collect as many views from the representatives from the curriculum division, teachers, IPNG staff, and other delegates about the initiative of incorporating dance lessons in schools. Feedbacks from the forum will also be used by IPNGS and its future partners to properly finalize their work before putting it forward to the Education Department.
what came out strongly from the forum was the idea to create a national dance committee. Having, in the past, we don't have a national dance committee. All the dance agendas for this research is driven by the Institute of Papua New Guinea Studies. And with the assistance of the Institute of Papua New Guinea Studies and the National Cultural Commission, we were able to collaborate with tertiary institutions like the Theatre Arts section of the Melanesian Institute of Arts and Communication at the University of Papua New Guinea.
Naomi Faik Simet gave us an insight as to how her institution is planning to go forward with their initiative.
Just for a one-day show, we were able to get that commitment from the participants. We are looking at having a committee established by the end of this month. That's something that I'm working on at the moment, just to put in a submission for a committee to be established and get it endorsed by our relevant agencies, and then we can move on to better plan for 2016, International Dance Day, to profile dance and have activities, not only activities to celebrate the day, but long-term activities to sustain the event and to bring out the importance to support dance programs in schools and in governmental institutions like the Institute of Papua New Guinea Studies.
The Book Bilong Piccaninny Libraries in Port Moresby has celebrated 3 different events this month. One is the official introduction of Mrs. Linda Babao O'Neill as their new ambassador. Watch next.
The Book Bilong Piccaninny Library has come a long way in educating young children in Papua New Guinea. With its main aim to help increase literacy rates in the country, today its early childhood reading programs have helped a lot of young children.
My daughter came in last year, in June, and she never knew how to write her name and the father's name. But last year and this year, I trusted Book Bilong Piccaninny is the good school that I can tell, because she can write her name, write her father's name, she can write to A to Z, count 1 to 10. Yes, I can tell that Book Bilong Piccaninny is a very good school.
So far, there are a total of 16 Book Bilong Piccaninny libraries in the country. Being a non-profit and non-government organization, Book Bilong Piccaninny has a number of supportive sponsors who have been very supportive of its initiatives since its establishment. Sponsors that were present during one of Book Bilong Piccaninny's recent events have spoken about how pleased they are about the tremendous job that Book Bilong Piccaninny libraries are doing for the younger generation of this nation.
Look, it's going from strength to strength, and you know what we experienced this morning is what Book Bilong Piccaninny is all about. I mean, the children, the delight in their faces when they're reading, when they're performing, and the delight in the parents' faces when they're observing it. And as Luke said, it creates a bond within families. You know, families that may not have a lot to support their children, but they can bring them to Book Bilong Piccaninny, and they learn with their kids. It's a fabulous program, and it's great to see. And I'm sure the taxpayers of Australia, whose money is invested in the organisation, would be delighted to see what I have the privilege of observing.
This month, Book Bilong Piccaninny has celebrated 3 different events in one day. The International Day of Families. The event was also held in appreciation of their donor at Koki Markets, ExxonMobil, and the announcement and introduction of their new ambassador, Mrs. Linda Babao O'Neill. Mrs. O'Neill had been chosen as an ambassador due to the support she provided this initiative over the years.
So Mrs. O'Neill informally has already done so much for Book Belong Piganini. She's facilitated funding opportunities, she has promoted Book Belong Piganini's interest in influential circles, and she's always there at the end of a phone. So we decided to formalise it by announcing her as our ambassador, and we are delighted to do so.
Giving an example of her husband, the Prime Minister's childhood, she said in the past years, children were not given so much opportunity, but today, organizations such as Book Belong Piganini are in place to address some issues facing PNG, such as the high illiteracy rates.
I keep on reminding many of the children that I talk to that the Prime Minister didn't come from a very wealthy background. He came from a remote area in Pangaea, so he didn't have much. They were fairly poor, and sometimes food was an issue. But because his mother realized that education was such an important thing, and I know that his mother would go everywhere and ask for funding just to get her son to school, and through that education and through those books and through learning, he was able to be who he is today. So if the Prime Minister can do that, so can anyone else. And Book Belong Piganini gives that opportunity for children to move into those areas. I think it's also very important to know that early learning is one of the most important things for a child. It gives them a better opportunity to succeed in formal education. As an ambassador, I think to just highlight the fact that they're here, and so that more children can utilize the facilities. Some children or some families don't realize the importance of education, don't realize the locations of Book Belong Piganini. So I think just highlighting where they are, getting them here, and opening it up to the community to show how important Book Belong Piganini is, early development is. I think those are essential things that I can do.
As the new ambassador, Mrs. O'Neill wishes to support Book Belong Piganini with its existing mission and vision in delivering the best education for children at an early age.
Welcome back to Skul Bilong You. Almost every Catholic school in the country has celebrated the National Catholic Teachers' Day on 15th of May. Watch now and learn about the significance of this special event.
National Catholic Teachers' Day is a day which is celebrated by all teachers in Catholic schools and institutions. It is a special day where teachers are celebrated as people who participate in the evangelizing mission of Christ. In Papua New Guinea, there are over 600 Lasallian teachers. They belong to an association called the Lasallian Family and are inspired by the vision of Saint John Baptist de La Salle. Members of this association work in partnership with the De La Salle brothers and living the charisma of John Baptist de La Salle. Across Papua New Guinea on Friday 15th May this year, in almost every province, Catholic teachers had celebrated the National Catholic Teachers' Day. Students together with the teachers commemorated the feast day in respect to Saint John Baptist de La Salle, the patron saint of all teachers. Lasallian education was introduced into Papua New Guinea in 1946. Hundreds of teachers committed to providing quality education to Papua New Guinea children, following the footsteps of John Baptist de La Salle, the patron saint of teachers. Lasallian educational institutions in PNG include agencies in Port Moresby such as Bomana Sacred Heart Teachers College, La Salle Hohola Youth Development Center, De La Salle Secondary School, Jubilee Secondary School, and Holy Trinity Teachers College in Mount Hagen, Western Highlands Province, and many others from different parts of PNG.
Basically, I'm involved with, I work for the De La Salle Brothers, and I take care of the youth activities mostly around the country. For the past 2 years, it's been mostly Port Moresby based, and now we're venturing into the most rural schools in PNG. It's quite hard. The challenge is hard because you're dealing with people who are in places where there's no mobile phone reception, or telecommunication is very hard. And yeah, but we try to get information out about our founder, Dilasel, about the work of the brothers, and also we try to share resources. Whatever we can find here, we try to give them to the teachers teaching in the most rural areas. So the Dilasel brothers have three main segments in their foundation in PNG. One, you have the brothers at the top, then you have the Lasalian family, which are the teachers, then you have the youth ministry, which are youth and the students of the Lasalian schools in the country.
The student teachers of Bomana Sacred Heart Teachers College in Port Moresby, the nation's capital, celebrated the National Catholic Teachers Day with many fun activities. By involving the lecturers, including a volunteering teacher from Kenya in Africa, the deputy principal and the principal of the school.
This college is looking forward to educating teachers to send out to remote parts. In today's situation, a lot of teachers don't want to attend to remote areas to teach because of the circumstances, but this college is training teachers who are going to go out to remote areas, and students training teachers they are bringing in now are from very remote areas.
Sacred Heart Teachers College also invited the Lasalian friends from La Salle Ho'ola Youth Development Center and De La Salle Secondary School at Bomana to celebrate the day together. They enjoyed each other's company and appreciated the lecturers' contributions.
I'd like to say a big thank you to all the teachers around the world for their hard work in producing good leaders for the country. Without teachers, there's no prosperity in life. I'd like to extend my sincere thanks to all the teachers around the world, and also my own lead teachers from De La Salle for their tirelessly time that they spend to make sure that we have the best knowledge to go out and face this competitive world today.
Members of the Lasalian family as Christian educators aims to teach minds, touch hearts and transform the lives of the children entrusted to their care.
This is part of their training. For our students, it's part of their training now. If they end up in a Catholic school out there, and that had been declared, and they celebrate with parents and teachers out there, and the schools, communities out there, to acknowledge the effort that teachers put, despite all the negative things that people say about us, but we're still giving it our best shot. Despite, and the conditions in the rural remote are hard, but we are there. For 1 or 2 weeks that we are absent, yes, it's hard on the children, but there's a reason behind being absent. So they can't just condemn us. But our students, it's part of their training. When they get out there, they'll implement what they have learned at the school. The celebration is like this for this purpose, and they will do the same. So that's part of the training. I want to tell the parents out there, please do not condemn teachers too much. We try to people, yes, a few people can make, few teachers, maybe it's not their vocation. Therefore, they leave the school for months, for days, with excuses and excuses. But all I want to ask of parents and the community and the country as a whole is do not condemn us teachers too much. And if I can say something for Teaching Service Commission, Sacred Heart is developing teachers for rural remote. And the reports that I'm getting back from our graduates is that they are there teaching in their places in the rural remote according to the agreement, but when they're not on the payroll, first year nothing, second year nothing, that's when they start being absent. They fly to Port Moresby to find ways of how they can get themselves onto the payroll. So 5 students have come to the college and they've just said, Ms. Aglonero, I'm not on payroll yet, and my heart cries. because we train them to accomplish something, to fill the vacancies out there in the rural remote. But when it comes to wages and salaries to sustain their work, they're not on the payroll yet. So I'd like to appeal to TSC, I'd like to appeal to the National Catholic Education Board and people who look after the teachers, please see to the rural remote teachers, especially the graduates from all colleges and especially Sacred Heart, they don't get on the payroll for a year or two, and that's when the community, they start getting absent, communities complain, but they don't know the reason behind.
The Lasallian family aims to support teachers through continual transformation, provision of educational resources, and collaborative support from colleagues in local area groups.
The Lasallian family is a family of teachers or educators who pick up the spirituality or charism of St. John Baptist de La Salle. In Papua New Guinea, we have the De La Salle brothers, and the lay partners are known as Lasallians. In NCD, we have 4 Lasallian schools, and they are Sacred Heart Teachers College, De La Salle Bomana, LaSalle HYDC, and we have Jubilee Catholic Secondary School. We have teachers who are so passionate about their role as a teacher. We are trying our best to imitate and follow the good principles of the De La Salle brothers, or sometimes they're known as brothers of the Christian school. Our main focus as Lasallian educators is to teach and touch the hearts of the lost and the least. In our case in Papua New Guinea, it would be those who we can say are marginalized, especially the ones who don't have enough resources. We try our best to work together as teachers and help one another to get that support from each other and to carry on this teaching ministry. We also value teachers who have gone ahead of us, and we pray that they will rest in peace.
Daru High School in Western Province has been known to be one of the best schools in PNG that has produced a good number of elites in the Western Province. However, for some time, the school has faced a lot of challenges in terms of classroom facilities. Just recently, the school has rebuilt its facilities with the support of Western Governor and the Fly River Provincial Government.
Daru Secondary School, once a top school in the province, is now trying hard to cope after 20 years of neglect. Over the years, a handful number of students have made it to tertiary institutions, and this number continues to slide. Parents, students and teachers have tried to play their part in rebuilding the school to its former glory. However, this has been an ardent task as most facilities date back to the time the school began and need a lot of work. Governor of Western Province, who once studied at the school, is eager to give back to the place that once cultivated values in him to make him what he is today. With support from the Fly River Provincial Government, he is looking to assist the school in renovating the classrooms, teachers' houses, dormitories, building a new fence and library.
When we heard about the terrible state of Daru Secondary School, I called my provincial administrator, Dr. Gumoy, and I said, let's find some money somewhere. Unfortunately, we were able to find some money in the provincial government budget, which we used to develop and improve some facilities here. You are enjoying the services of 2 vehicles that we bought from the Fly River Provincial Government under my governorship. And now we are here to formally hand over some classrooms and other buildings that we have renovated, again through the Fly River Provincial Government budget.
With changes have come renewed hopes for teachers and students alike.
The mindset has changed because of the new type of new look of the buildings, and they have taken more responsibility. Well, this year we're talking about standards, like what our manager said, standards and everything. We're trying to take this as boosted nearly everything for us.
The governor looks forward to seeing more positive changes with the school and hopes that the education imparted helps students become good contributing citizens that will build a good future for the province and the country.
We have a great plan for this school. We want to rebuild this high school or secondary school into a specialized secondary school where only grade 11 and 12 are taught here, and build it to an international standard, where we can have high schools in the rural areas or day high school here in the town, and lift up the standard of this school. So I am asking you, children, to do me a favor. Stand with me in prayer.
And that's the end of this edition. Skul Bilong You would like to give a special thank you to the Institute of Papua New Guinea Studies, the National Museum and Art Gallery, Sharam Honarazad, and the Book Bilong Piccaninny Library for providing us with some pictures and videos that have been used in this episode. Now, if you wish to watch the episode again, you can log on to our website, www.mtv.com.pg. For any comments or suggestions or queries, please feel free to post on our Facebook page or email us on the address now showing on your screen. Until then, on behalf of the Skul Bilong You team, good night and enjoy the rest of your viewing on your #1 station, MTV.